Hi and welcome to yet another episode of Storytime. I'm Anirudh and today I'm joined with Khumail Thakur. Khumail was the managing editor for Stuff before the magazine closed down, and I think you worked there for about 10 years, right?
Yeah, almost 10 years. I like to say 10 years because then that like gives you that word, right? I did almost a decade of
Yeah.
journalism, right? Sounds better than saying 9 years.
Yeah.
9.5 years or whatever, right?
Yes.
So,
I think, yeah.
so yeah, I've been doing that
So, like one
for
of the
like nine
old
and a half
school
years
print
and
journalists, who's been around, I think
yeah.
I've left print for as long as you've been in print.
Yeah, and so when I joined, my question to them was like, why are we still doing this?
Yeah. Yes.
They were like, it makes money. I
Yeah.
was like, fair enough.
Yeah.
So I never really like questioned after that, but it was a good transition to go from print to web to like social now. Uh, I mean, or to social like video, and then from video to social, I would say. There has been like this whole transition that you could see. So for me, it's been really nice that I've got to work with all kind of mediums. So print, web, long format videos like YouTube, and then like kind of social media. The only thing I didn't do was TV, but the guys before me were doing TV. But TV died long before that, also, I feel. So
For
yeah.
sure. So anyway, so the
Yeah.
main reason you're here is because you are one of the biggest Assassin's Creed fans that I know of, and
Yeah.
recently we had the launch of Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, which
Yeah.
I played and I think you have also reviewed. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't say reviewed. I've been playing it. I
Hmm.
haven't written the review anywhere as such yet. But
Huh.
yeah, I've played like 15, 20 hours of it so
So
far.
actually, even I played about the same because even I haven't actually finished the game.
Yeah.
I'm still getting through it.
Yeah.
There's like just so much
Yeah.
content which I didn't expect that there would be.
Yeah.
So the thing is, you.
Honestly, it's less content compared to a typical Ubisoft game, if
Oh,
you think about
okay.
it. Like if I don't know if you've played Shadows and the games before that,
No.
there it was just like you're just like either trophy hunting or you're just like fulfilling achievements or you're just like chasing that marker on the map, right? Here it's a lot less compared to those titles, which I think that was the biggest criticism Ubisoft always got, that they've put like they fill your map with like a lot of markers. It became a meme at some point, right? So yeah, for me it feels a little less, but good less, not like bad less.
No, so actually, that's why we are having this conversation because I have not played even one Assassin's Creed game, and
Really?
I've only experienced Assassin's Creed via memes. Like I know the Ubisoft memes. I've seen those things where you have those infinite loading screens, or those macker
Yeah.
infested. Exactly what you were talking about. So for me, that's the reason I
Yeah.
agreed to do this review because I'm like I haven't played even one game. Maybe I should start with. I think what at least as my limited knowledge, this is one of the most popular games in the franchise.
Yeah. Yeah. So there are like two sets of it, like I would put together. So I've been playing Assassin's Creed like since 2007 or something, right? Since uh Assassin's Creed 2 or Brotherhood, whatever that come out back then.
Okay.
Uh Before that I've made sure to complete all Assassin's Creed games and play all Assassin's Creed games, right? Even back when I was in school and college. Uh so I'm actually surprised that you haven't played any Assassin's Creed game because it is such a core part of every gamer's journey. Like Ezio, so there are like two parts, right? Like I said, you have Ezio's trilogy that is like everyone's favorite, and then you have Black Flag, right? And both of them do something similar, which people don't talk about, but it's the human story of Assassin's Creed, right? Uh, Ubisoft kind of just pivoted somewhere in the middle to like modern day storytelling and having this animus and having a lot of that rubbish where you're going behind timelines and stuff like that, right? But what people really liked about the Ezio trilogy, which was Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, and the other games, is that it was a story about him. It was about the character Ezio, right? His life, his entire timeline, how he became an assassin, how he pushed the creed, the whatever, the brotherhood forward, and then how his life ended. And they also did like a really nice animated movie called Embers, And I was so engrossed in Assassin's Creed that I actually watched that movie. And if you are an Ezio fan, you'll like end up crying. It was a really nice send off to that character. And then somewhere in the middle, they just got lost because they tried to like put microtransactions, put like a lot of like lore behind it, which removed the personal story, the human story of Assassin's Creed away from it. Black Flag is like a loop back to what the human storytelling element was about Assassin's Creed, right? So
No, so
this is like a
sequentially, this
small
is the
spoiler.
fourth game,
Yeah,
right, in the series. So you're telling me that basically 2 was Ezio, which is the human story. 3
yeah,
was a step back, a change from that.
yeah.
Okay. So then you.
No, so two was Ezio's story. Brotherhood was Ezio's story. Then they had Revelations. Then they had three. Then they had so
Okay.
like even I don't know. There's like too many games, right? But
So
with
basically,
Black
it was a
Flag,
personal story, and then they switched, and then they came back to it. That's what you're trying to say.
yeah, pretty
Sort of.
much,
Okay.
pretty much. Let me get my timeline straight though.
Hmm.
Like if I am not wrong, Assassin's Creed, uh, game launch timeline. Let's see this. Okay. So if we were to look at, yeah, so see, they launched, yeah, so they launched one, two, Brotherhood, Revelations, three, then Black Flag, then Rogue, Unity, Syndicate, Origins, Odyssey, and blah blah blah, blah, right?
That's a lot.
So yeah, yeah. So in Revelations, they kind of got a little lost with like, I mean, still was Ezio's story, but like a little lost. Three felt a little disconnected. Again, there was a personal story there because it ties to Black Flag. Uh, Rogue was slightly disconnected because it was like a Templar thing. Unity and Syndicate is where I lost them after that, right? Uh, but but for me, like these two pillars, like the Ezio story and the Black Flag story, that's where their core human element of human storytelling was present, right? Uh, and I say that because Black Flag is connected to the game previous, like three, and it has like a I would say a universe of characters that are tied together. So Edward's father is, I won't spoil it for you, but he's a Templar. Sorry, Edward's son is a Templar, and Edward's son's son is an assassin. So it's like a really interesting way of I would say very human way of storytelling. And which is why after that I think they kind of got lost. Not before that, sorry, I was saying before that, but like it's after that that they got a little lost with their entire storytelling because they kept changing characters every game.
Okay. So I think one thing I need to get clear in my own head: what is this creed that these assassins follow? Like, what is this about? What is this whole thing about? Like, I know vaguely about the animals. Like, some they
Yeah.
have memories and they're able to relive those memories. Is what my understanding. Using that machine and they're trying to find these artifacts. Like, I have a very vague
Yeah.
outline. So, what is your like
So
2 minute summary of
honestly,
this creed?
the elevator pitch for it is that good side versus bad side.
Huh.
Good side assassin, bad side Templar.
Okay.
Both have now always existed in society. Okay. uh and the way, and Animus is a machine that lets you relive your ancestors past through the DNA. So the Assassin's Creed world suggests that your ancestors past is embedded in your DNA, and Animus is that machine that lets you relive those memories if you are in the same lineage, right? But then Ubisoft somewhere went like, let's scrap that. Anyone who wants to live anyone's memories, let's do that. So something like that happened. Honestly,
Okay.
I also lost interest after a point because I was like, this is getting too convoluted and it's getting too stretched. Sometimes some things should end where they are, right? Like just end the game
Yeah.
and like make another game. But they never really ended the series. They just kept making another and another and another. And yeah, so yeah, which is why it's just too, now it's like a really complicated to kind of explain someone what the Animus does, which is why in the resync, they've removed the modern day sections
Ah, okay.
because they try to introduce these modern day sections where you are not Desmond or something like that, and but it basically you interact with computers and animals to relive these memories,
So,
Edward's memories and stuff. Honestly, even I don't remember it. It was like
so
almost
just to be
13
clear,
years ago.
Desmond is the character you are in the modern world, and you are like the.
Desmond's dead.
Oh, okay. So, okay, then who is Desmond?
So Desmond was this guy who was part of the first few Assassin's Creed games.
Okay.
Then he died because so Desmond was really nicely put together because
Hmm.
Desmond as a character uh, was always there in all the games.
Hmm.
So me as a player could relate to Desmond being an anchoring point between the different
Ah,
timelines.
okay.
So
That makes
even if
sense.
like
Yes.
Assassin's Creed 1 was Altair and 2 was Ezio and 3 was like Edward's son,
Hmm.
uh, which is Connor, uh, even if the game went from these different characters, I knew the converging path is Desmond, right? Something
Hmm.
to do with Desmond. Uh, Somewhere along the line, they killed Desmond, and then they made it like an open-ended thing where there are many assassins, which is true. Which I mean, it fits well with the entire universe where there are multiple assassins and there are multiple great assassins, right? We've
Hmm.
always heard these names like Ezio, Altair, Connor, Edward, all of these guys, right?
Yeah.
So it made sense, but it didn't make sense from a player perspective. Me as a player would get very disconnected from the franchise if
Hmm.
they kept changing the characters so often, right? I
Yeah.
wouldn't see myself in them. I wouldn't see the fun aspect of reliving someone else's life or experience and having that fantasy open world experience as seamlessly as you would with another character that was fully fleshed out.
So, so that's the thing. So you were asking why I never played Assassin's Creed, like especially as someone who is a gamer and a games journalist. This should have
Yeah.
been like a core part of my gaming. What should I say?
Yeah.
Lineup, like But uh,
Yeah.
for me, it's like I think I did play a little bit of Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, maybe like half an hour of each. But I think at that
Okay.
time my PC wasn't capable of handling it really well, so I got frustrated and left it. And after that,
Okay.
there've just been so many games that I've been lost about, where do I step into this franchise? So where would
Yeah.
you recommend I
Yeah.
start? Like I did start with Black Flag, so that is the
Yeah.
start, I guess. But where next from here?
So see, Black Flag is actually a great place to start because right now Resynced is not forcing you to understand the Assassin's Creed
Yeah, I was
current
worried
day
about that.
world.
Yes.
It's yeah, it's not forcing you at least in the first 15 or whatever hours that I've played. Um, Although what it is teaching you is the clear distinction between assassins and Templars. So in your 15 hours, you've been able to tell, right? There's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
two factions, and both these factions are trying to find something uh, like a treasure. It's like a treasure hunt,
Yeah.
assume, right? Like I'm not gonna spoil it for you. So and these treasures have like powerful artifacts that they're trying to find, right? Essentially, so that is pretty much what Assassin's Creed is. I mean, typically, right?
Yeah.
In every game, there are these two factions doing the same thing over and over and over again, right? It's the only compelling point, and this is what Ubisoft does really well. And I think a lot of people don't give them credit is the world building. They're
Yes. Yes.
really
Yes.
good at creating immersive world. Although they pepper it with like all these really useless side quests, but the lived world, the space around it, like the towns, the visuals, the fauna, the flora, the architect, all of it like is very distinct from one Assassin's Creed to another. It that's what sells that's what makes it unique, right? If you want to explore, like I as a gamer now I'm looking forward to visiting Italy simply because of Assassin's Creed.
Oh, okay.
I know for a fact that Ubisoft has 3D scanned all those buildings and like kind of put an effort there to build that whatever century that they had Ezio in, right? Even with Havana in Black Flag, obviously there's some creative angle there, here and there, but to large extent, they have really managed to kind of make a living world which compels a lot of players to kind of just see, like let's see, let's have fun. It's my own personal jungle gym, right? I can jump wherever, I can climb whatever and stuff like that. So that becomes a very compelling point for a lot of people.
No, I'm
But
glad you brought that
after
up
this,
because
to
no,
yeah.
sorry, yeah, fine.
No, so I was just going to suggest that after this, I think the first thing that you should do is start Ezio's trilogy,
Okay,
because Ezio really grounds the Assassin's Creed universe. Like he really anchors that whole universe and the fandom together, because that's one trilogy and that one character that everyone agrees that is a great, and that's primarily because of fantastic writing. It has really good writing. It has really good dialogues. It has some of the most memorable music that you will hear in entire video game history. Uh,
okay,
I think the guy's name is Daniel Deluxe, who did music for, I think Daniel Deluxe, I'm not sure, but really good, music. And music is something that ties video game experience. Like most of the times, historically, you would smell something and then remember a place. With music, when it comes to gaming, you remember that music and you immediately remember what time period when as a child, what game did you play, right? Uh, so I think, yeah, going back to your question, you should I definitely start Ezio's trilogy.
okay. So what I was saying is like this point that you brought up about the environment and how Ubisoft
Yeah.
makes it. So when I went into Black Flag Resynced, I was a bit cynical about this game because, like I said, I grew up watching the memes and not actually playing the games, and the memes are very cynical. They don't tell you the good stuff about the thing. And what
Yeah.
really impressed me, like when I started it, I was like, what is this? Like they just have the same checkpoints and they have like, you have to climb up on the stupid tower and then there are these things opening up and it's like irritating.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, but when I'm playing the game, I found myself really enjoying all of it, like the exploration, the world
Yeah.
that they built. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, and like even like the naval combat, I did not expect this game to be as much fun as it was. Like, like
The
I think,
naval combat really sells you that game,
yes,
I feel. है ना? Like it
yeah,
is unlike any other game that you've played before. Like
yeah,
the naval combat really, like, back, if you imagine, they got this right and they nailed it in 2023. Like
yes,
2020 when
2013,
20 no, 2013, sorry,
yeah.
2013 is when they nailed it. And it was it's insane that it was a side project for, I think, the Singapore studio,
Oh, okay,
Ubisoft Singapore studio. Yeah, it was a side project for them, and they kind of really went ahead with it and made a whole game out of it.
interesting.
They
Okay,
teased it, I think, in Assassin's Creed 3. They teased it a bit, and then they made a full-fledged pirate game in Black Flag. And it it's just, I think that's one thing that I wa- and again, music, right? I don't know if you've been hooked onto the shanties, but when
no,
I
no,
was in college,
I mute the
I
shanties.
was you mute the shanties. Oh my god.
So I think when it comes to game music, I tend to prefer not having people singing in the background. But that's just me. Like even like say
Yeah.
Forza, if I'm playing it, I don't have the radio on. I like the car audio. So in this, I just like listening to the ambience and all of that.
Okay. Yeah. No, so some for me it's the opposite. I pick up some of the music from games. So I have, like, on my Instagram, I have like this highlights page
Okay.
where you'll see all the video game music that I've picked, which I like. Uh, and Assassin's Creed's the Ezio trilogy symphony and even the Black Flag music is exception really good. And yeah, I think with Black Flag, the environments and the naval combat is like something very, very compelling for any gamer.
Yeah. So, so for me, like again, this is again my first Assassin's Creed game, right? So I think that for me, I didn't like how the melee combat felt versus the naval combat. Like naval combat felt very tactical. Like I could plan my attacks. Like I see a ship in the distance, do I want to attack it or not? If I see two ships fighting, I
Yeah.
know that I can sneak in and steal that ship,
Yeah.
do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Melee combat was just like I think when I was reviewing it, that's what I written. It felt like when you're it's like a little bit out of sync with the combat, like the flow. Like I think
Yeah.
it was for me a little bit uh, too slow. Like in a sense, like they're going to attack, but it's
Yeah.
like they're waiting, the sword is coming down, and then suddenly then you see the boom
Yeah.
flash, and then you attack it. But
Yeah.
for you, who is a veteran, how does this combat feel? Like, how has it evolved, and how do you compare the original Black Flag to this one?
To be very honest, there's very little that I actually remember from my moment-to-moment gameplay from 2013.
Hmm.
To be very fair, because it's like been what, more than 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Uh, but what I do remember is the feeling of playing that game, and this combat is much tighter. It gives me a lot more fluidity in combat than the previous one. The previous one was mostly like parry, dodge, and one hit hidden blade strike, right?
Wasn't this the
Um,
same? I mean, because what I remember is you parry and then
so
you one hit kill and then you dodge the red ones.
yeah, so here, yes, the basics of the game obviously is going to be the same, but there are like certain things like you can vault over a enemy, you
Okay.
can kick, you can Spartan kick the enemy into like a wall or something.
Oh, so this is all new.
Uh, Yeah, this is all new.
Okay.
You
Interesting.
can leg sweep an enemy.
Hmm.
Leg sweep wasn't there, I think, earlier.
I heard
You
that crouch
can
wasn't there
do
earlier.
that. Crouch was only there when you entered a bush.
Hmm.
Which when now that I think about it, why wasn't there earlier? Like
Yeah.
I was just like I mean obviously I was a kid back then, right? So I was there for the fields. I was not looking at it from a journalist
Hmm.
perspective. But now that when I think about it, I was like, there's so much missing from that combat that they've actually nailed this time,
Hmm.
right? Um, and again, the fluidity of it, right? Crouch whenever you want, you can do it, right? Now that is very important to the gameplay.
Hmm.
uh you can also do that get over here kind of thing with the rope dart,
Oh yeah.
which you
Yes.
can hang
Yes.
people with.
Hmm.
You can use that in combat to pull them towards you, right?
Hmm.
So all of this kind of makes it like and also like you can insta like shoot people like twice, or depending on how many guns you have on
Yes.
you,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So it's a culmination of the old mechanics with the new ones and the fluidity of the modern ones, right? Like it does it really well
Hmm.
to a point where it doesn't feel like an RPG. Something like Shadows would require you to have like a skill tree to unlock all of that stuff and everything,
Oh.
right?
Okay.
Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, so modern day titles, they when they pivoted heavily into RPG, they started making skill trees for unlocking these combat
Interesting. Hmm.
stuff, and you could swap out certain elements of the combat to make it to as per your style, right? The powers that I'm talking about is like the kicking, the sweeping, and the get over here kind of action.
Oh. Okay.
That so in games like Shadows,
Hmm.
you could actually swap that out to put something else if you unlocked something better that you feel is nicer, right? Here you're stuck with what you have, and I feel like that's because for me, land is important, yes, but I really spend my time on my ship,
Yes.
and
Same.
I'm just messing around with other boats.
Exactly.
I'm just
Yes.
like, तू वहाँ क्या कर रहा है? मैं रुक जाते को मोटार फेंक के check करेगा how powerful you are.
Yes. Yes.
But so
Exactly
so
that.
yeah,
Yes.
so yeah, and the biggest itch that I had is not to assassin someone. I,
Yes.
I I don't want to assassinate someone, right? I want to take down a man of war. A
Yes.
man of war is a really
Yes.
good challenge to kind of see, how much how long do I need to upgrade? How far do I have to upgrade my ship before I attack a man of war, right? So I think naval combat is what you should look at for Black Flag primarily.
I'm in love with it.
Combat is to kind of drive the story
Hmm.
ahead, and to kind of give you a sense of that you are a pirate. You obviously have to talk sometimes and like do certain of these missions, right?
Hmm.
uh but it's just the naval combat that really like pull keeps all of it together, I feel.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, normally, when I get a game for review and there is a tight deadline, it's like, I need to finish the
Yeah.
story quickly rather than just
Yeah.
explore and have fun. But this one, I
Yeah.
think I felt no compelling reason to go forward with the story because I'm having too much fun with the naval combat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in the sense that it's pretty. If you play Death Stranding, Death
Hmm.
Stranding also forces you to do that, right? Death Stranding is like, I don't want to review this game. I want to take my time with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Right? As a reviewer, I can tell you that Death Stranding is one game that you want to take your time with. Right?
Yes.
Black Flag is pretty much the same, and to an extent, even Odyssey is the same.
Okay.
So if you are having too much fun here, Odyssey, you will have same amount of fun, but you might get more options for land combat, which
Okay.
is missing here, right? Essentially, you're slightly restricted. Over there, you can swap out like there's a full RPG element over there, but there is no Assassin's Creed story over there. Like that there you are just like this Greek god, and there's a
Oh,
lot
okay.
of mythology stuff over there. So that is something that I actually enjoyed as well, because it was like such a pivot away from all the Templar and the assassin nonsense that we were fed through since 2007 or 2004, whatever, and then all the way to till like Odyssey launch, right? So Odyssey and Origins. So
Okay.
yeah, Assassin's Creed makes you like really rage or really happy. It depends which game you're playing.
Yeah. So I think I picked the good one to start with.
It's the best one. It's my favorite. And the thing is, Edward's story is compelling. He's an interesting character.
He is,
He's
yeah.
not like he's not like somebody who wants to do good for the sake of doing good, and he's not someone who's like hell bent on like whatever revenge. Like I mean, there is a little revenge element, but it's like not really motivated as much. Um, he is a pirate through and through, and that kind of shows. And his extended story is very interesting. Like his sons, his grandsons, and stuff like that, right? Like the world
So this is in
of
subsequent games you're talking
yeah.
about.
So
Okay.
I think in 3 you will experience his subsequent story.
Okay.
This is like a prequel to 3
Oh, it's
essentially.
a prequel.
Black
Okay.
Flag is
Understood.
yeah, Black Flag is a prequel to 3 if I'm correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean it's a great game, but I can understand why you've picked this game to actually start.
Okay. So I think my next question is like, since you have played the original game, though you did mention that
Yeah.
you don't remember too much of it because it was 10, 15 years ago
Mm.
almost.
Yeah.
But do you have what? So Ubisoft has told us that there are new story elements, there are new, the gameplay mechanics have been overhauled. This graphically it's an update. So
Hmm.
for me, this felt like a 2026 title. It didn't feel old that much. How was the experience for you, like as somebody who's seen both sides?
Honestly, I'll be very frank. When I played the 2013 one, I actually pirated the game. So it's funny that I pirated a game about pirates, and because I had given my money to Ubisoft, and they kind of like didn't deliver. So I'd bought
Oh,
the crew back in the day, and it really didn't like sell on
yeah.
the what the graphics were. And Ubisoft back in the day was like really good with these cinematic cutscenes, right? And the crew had some really good cutscenes, and that kind of sold me. And then after that, I was very jaded. I was like, I'm not giving my money to Ubisoft, so I just kind of pirated the game. And now that I think about it, I would buy the game because it's it, it doesn't feel like a game with mechanics that are that old because it aged so well. Like Ubisoft's Black Flag mechanics have aged really well because of the naval combat, right? Nobody tried to copy them as well, which is why you don't see copies of this, right? Like in Zelda, you will find like so many Zelda clones after Zelda came out, right?
Yeah.
Witcher as well. That didn't happen with Black Flag for some reason.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh, yeah, so the fatigue never set in for what that mechanic was capable of and what it did back in the day, right? Uh, and for me, the biggest change I would say thing is graphically, it felt like this is what my brain was thinking while
Yeah.
playing it,
Yeah.
but now I can visualize it much better because I can see it in front of me, right? That the visual quality really just stood out to me. Firstly
Yes,
that.
I know.
Second, I
Yeah.
think I think uh it's just back in the day they had like very now that I think about it, because the parkour was like simple, it wasn't too complicated. It didn't back then it felt great. Now it just feels a lot smoother. Like the animations of parkour, you can jump sideways and stuff like that, right? Uh, those things. I mean, now that I think about it, it's like this right now. It just feels much more fluid and much more better than it was. So it's genuinely a better game than it was before, in my opinion.
So I think the one last question which it comes down to is like, for me, I didn't think the game was worth the price, because it didn't make sense spending
Hmm.
4,900. I think it's like, I'm looking at the price right now on Steam. It's 4,900 for the deluxe edition,
Yeah.
4,200, and like there's a whole bunch of additional DLC, the usual Ubisoft stuff.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
reminding me of like Red Dead Redemption, except this is a little better, like in terms of, in fact, not a little, it's a huge step forward compared to the Red Dead Redemption remaster. But for me, it didn't
Oh
make
yeah.
sense to spend like 4,200. I got the key for free, so I'm happy. I played it. But I think this is the game I'd pick up on sale. But what about for you? Like somebody who loves the franchise, who has played the original and is very excited for what you're seeing.
So there are two ways to look at it. Like one is a gamer perspective and one is a journalist perspective, right? Like the gamer perspective in me is like I've always played Ubisoft games, right? They are in this really bad period right now where they've just been struggling with like whatever internally with layoffs and all of that stuff, right? Like with quality and like leaks and whatever said and done. I would buy the game because I didn't buy the previous game. One, A, right? Right now, I
Hmm.
earn money enough to buy the game.
Yeah.
I will buy the game. Second is that this is a clear call on behalf of Ubisoft because they didn't choose to like remaster any game. They choose to remaster this one game which everyone feels like is their precious game, right? Besides Ezio's trilogy. They chose to remaster this game first. And that is a signal that, they do care about single player
Experiences.
and no experiences, story driven experiences. Mirage was such a great example of them just
Hmm.
making like a single story driven game without the RPG elements and stuff like that, right? And I think somewhere down the line, if they are choosing to go down this path, I'm more than happy to give them my money,
Okay.
right? That said, a lot of people will not find value in this game simply because they think it's a remaster,
Hmm.
right? The fact that it's been out before, that is why you're not giving that money.
Yeah.
Which in the part, assuming that the game company is trying to just put a spit polish and kind of get
Hmm.
more money out of you, right? That is
Yeah.
the assumption,
That was my
right?
attitude to it. Yeah.
Yeah, Naughty Dog does that all the time, right? Uh, then fair enough. You are right in certain degree, and maybe you could wait for a sale or price drop or a sale, right? And it will go on sale. Games like drop really quickly. In like the next 6 months, you'll find it on sale, right? But I strongly recommend that you purchase the game and you play it because even if you've not played the older one, obviously you're gonna have a new experience. But if you've played the older one, right? You're it's it is one of those games that you could play and just to enjoy yourself and not to compete. Like right now, after this call, I want to just go on my ship
Same. Yes.
and just move around my ship. Like I just want to like go to that island, look at that island, look at that ship, probably catch like a whale or something. I don't know,
Yeah.
or like find a Mayan lost
Yeah. Yeah.
treasure. So a lot of what Zelda nails sometimes, which is what is beyond that triangle mountain, right? What can I find beyond that? And that's a strategic game design where you make your game in triangles so that the player doesn't know what is behind it, so they have to like they are intrigued to go and they're more motivated to go and find that stuff, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
That is what Black Flag does really well. So if you've not played, please do play it. If you have played it before, maybe wait for a sale. Yes, and but do play it again because it's a fantastic game, and it looks and feels 100 times better than what it did before. So it's not like they've just done something that Red Dead Redemption did. They've actually improved the game.
Yeah.
As someone as someone who's never played Assassin's Creed, what is your impression of Assassin's Creed from in the like 15-20 hours of game that you've played?
So, okay, so out of the 15-20 hours, I think I must have spent 10 or 12 just at sea, naval combat. It's just that much
Hmm.
fun. Like I've
Yeah.
just spent that time
Yeah.
upgrading my home base and upgrading my ship and trying to
Yeah.
find bigger ships.
Yeah.
Uh, Story-wise, I would say, to be perfectly honest, I don't really care much for the writing. Like it's
Hmm.
fine, it's carrying the plot forward, but
Yeah.
it's what you mentioned about the world being so immersive and interesting, Edward as a character
Yeah.
being immersive and interesting,
Yeah.
and even the supporting characters and the cast. Like it feels like an immersive and interesting world. Like there is a lot
Yeah.
of charm to it, and even though it's not like the most amazing writing, which honestly most games do not have, like
Yeah.
there's something about it that has got me hooked into it, and I know I want to play this game like to the very end, and however long
Yeah.
it takes. And
Yeah.
it's gotten me curious about the rest of the franchise now. Like I do want to know what is
Yeah.
going to happen, and like you said, he's got
Yeah.
descendants. Now I want to know what happened with his
Yeah.
descendants. And you said
Yeah.
three is a prequel,
Yeah.
three is the original, and this is a prequel. So now I want to know what's
Yeah.
happening in three. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's been my attitude. Like this is what Black Flag has opened up for me at least.
Yeah. I mean, see, that's the nail in the head. Like, I mean, like, you've nailed it completely. Like, because they've been losing players, their original players, like me, like who've been in the series for so long, they've been losing out after, like, I've not completed Valhalla, even though I've reviewed it. Like, I've tried to, like, do 80% of it. And then after that point, I was like, I'm done with politics. I really don't care about this. Right. Uh, Odyssey was one game that I kind of finished 100%. Origins also I finished. Shadows also lost me because Shadows story also felt like very cookie cutter. Like, I mean, everyone's written the story and done this, right? So they kind of were losing out on the fan base, and this kind of pulled back the original fan base, and also to excite new players like yourself, right? To explore the other games as well. Uh, I think on their part they're doing whatever they can to get their fan base back, but uh, yeah, it's good that you're interested in at least playing the other games now. Would love to chat with you again whenever you
Yeah.
play those games. Yeah, because yeah, my memories of these games is back when I was not a journalist and I was a gamer.
Exactly. Yes.
Like I said, yeah. So for me, it was a pure like I'm having fun. I don't know what the critics are saying. Now that I'm one, I'm like,
Exactly. Yes.
it's okay. It's about having fun at the end of the day, dude. Like honestly, and if you're having fun, just look at it from that lens, I would say.